Can you hear anything? That's what's wrong.
disconnected from this.
This is not good. This is not helping my nerves. But we're going to get it all out of the way right now.
And you know, I'm gonna yell really loud.
That's right.
And
I'll go to the back of the room. You start in the front.
That's right. We'll get them. We will get
We'll
them,
get them
to
in their
the
seats. Okay, let's try again.
If everyone can head to your seats, please. We are going to get started in less than 5 minutes. everybody has just about found their seats. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Dr. Mary Lagenza. I'm a breast surgeon at the Edwards Cancer Center. Welcome back to the Women's Philanthropy Luncheon. It's getting better. I am so thrilled to say we're back. Doesn't it feel great? The 2 years that we held this event online were not nearly as much fun as seeing everybody, so this is great. It's an honor to be in this room with all of you and your wonderful faces, and I'm excited that we're back. And it's so fun to see all these familiar faces and also some new faces. And speaking of familiar faces, there are people that are not here that are usually here. So I'm going to turn your attention to the screens on either side of me, and we're going to take a moment to welcome a very special group of ladies who are joining us today remotely. Are they up? I think they are. Can you all hear us? Many familiar faces there. And also, they probably can't see me wave, but they have steadfastly supported the Women's Philanthropy Society over the last 2 decades. And we're honored to have them joining us. They will be following along with our event today and participating as if they were here. At this time, I'd like to recognize our hostess for today's event, Ms. Dee Cook, who is joining us from Woodlands. Dee, can you wave? Dee has served on our planning committee and continues to support the Women's Philanthropy Society wholeheartedly. She was the driving force to bring the lunch to the Woodlands this year. Thank you, Dee. We're blessed to have you. I would also like to extend a thank you to the law firm of Bales, Craig & Sellards, who has generously supported this year's event as our presenting sponsor. Before we begin lunch, I'd like to invite Dr. Jana Stoner to the podium for our invocation. Jana is the Health Program Officer at the Palatine Foundation of Huntington. She is an ordained minister and has served in various ministerial roles for local congregations. Jana.
Good morning, everyone. Let's bow together in prayer. Almighty and everlasting God, we are so grateful for a new day, a day filled with beauty and a day filled with opportunity. We are so grateful for the gift of being able to gather once again together, the gift of fellowship, the gift of spending time with one another, the gift of recognizing all those who have gone before us to make this opportunity happen. We thank you that with each new day, you give us a chance to look beyond ourselves, to look at our neighbors, to look beyond our own needs and expectations, and to be a blessing to those around us. We pray, God, today that we will be inspired to be those to those around us, to be love, kindness, compassion, hospitality, and love. Bless this food that we are about to receive and this time we have together. Amen.
this lunch. We are getting ready. Thank you. Before we have our guest speaker, we're going to take a moment to recognize the women in the Women's Philanthropy Society. So, if this is not your first year attending, could you please stand? Not your first year. So any other time, stand up. A lot of people. Sure. All right, now it's going to go down. Please remain standing if you have attended this luncheon for more than 10 years. And you can include the last two. Woodlands? They didn't stand, but if anybody can, okay. Didn't mean it that way. But please remain standing if you've been a part of it for more than 20 years. And you all can raise your hand if you've been part of it at Woodlands. All right. Thank you. Everybody can sit down now. Okay, so the history of this very impactful group of women is vast. By your attendance and support at this annual luncheon, you have raised over $400,000 to support a variety, of women and children's related issues. Sorry, that's okay. In fact, the last 2 years did not slow you down. Although we were not able to do this in person, you still stepped up. You continue to give your time, talents, and treasures to keep fulfilling the mission of this amazing group and keep making a difference in our community. Not only do we have a strong history, but I think we have a strong future. If you are here today and you are under the age of 21, please stand up. Thank you. Yes. Keep standing. If you are here today and this is your first time at this event, please stand up. And look around, ladies. This is our future. You can all sit down. Thank you. So this year's theme is clear. We are here to honor over 2 decades of philanthropy and plant the seeds. You all noticed the wonderful seed packet you got, for a stronger future, for strengthening our community and embracing our future. It is my great pleasure to introduce this year's featured speaker, Brandy Jacob Jones. Brandy, yay! Brandy is the Senior Vice President for Operations at Marshall University, a position she has held since 2014. Prior to joining Marshall, she was the Director of Administration and Finance for the City of Huntington for 7 years. In that role, she served 3 mayors, providing oversight management to a number of municipal departments, including finance, human resources, information technology, and purchasing. She also managed a number of multidisciplinary initiatives, including River to Rail and the City of Huntington's component of the West Virginia Municipal Home Rule Pilot Program. Before working for the city, she served 4 years as the Outreach Coordinator Development Officer for Ebenezer Medical Outreach in Huntington. Brandy has a master's degree in public administration from Eastern Kentucky University, go Colonels, and a Regents Bachelor of Arts degree from Marshall, go her. It is my distinct honor to now welcome Mrs. Brandy Jacobs Jones.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know several ladies in this room, so I know this is a lively bunch, so there's an expectation for call and response and at least engagement, right? So thank you. It is a real honor to be able to be here. It's a little actually overwhelming because there are so many distinguished ladies business leaders, entrepreneurs, philanthropists, just good, solid women throughout this room. And I have the fortunate opportunity to have my 15-year-old daughter with me, all in, and her best friend, Carly. And so it's probably, I'm more nervous to speak in front of her because she knows me at home. And she saw me in my pajamas before we came. So, you know, your kids keep you honest, right? So when I was in high school, I ran track. I may not look like it now, but I was a sprinter. I ran the 100 and the 200 and anchored the 4x1. And many of those races, you would line up right at the beginning, right? You would start at the line, but it was always interesting to me that the start line was also the finish line. If you run a half marathon, you run a 5K, a 10K, if you were even as unfortunate as myself to try to venture into participating in a triathlon, it was a disaster, by the way, in the Ohio River. It was very scary. Something like hit my arm, and I'm like, oh my God, what is that? But you start at the finish line. And so the challenge this afternoon is to ask you, what is your finish line? Now, many of you are in your careers, you've started your businesses, you have your families, you have your passion projects, but there's more. There's more. So what is your why, what is your purpose, and what is your finish line? And so I want you to think about that. When this life is over, right? Because it's going to end for all of us at some point. When this life is over, what do you want your finish line to be? What do you want folks to say about you when you're gone? What legacy do you want to have left? And I think it's really fitting that there's seeds, right? What seeds are you planting right now that are going to come to fruition later on or after you're gone? We could go to the next slide, please. So you need to determine your race. Here are a couple of images of different types of races and running, and your life is the course that we're talking about. You may decide that you're going to journey on your own, and you're going to go through the meadows, and you're going to serve in a way that's quiet and people don't see. Maybe you're going to be a part of a broader mission. Maybe you're going to help start an organization like Laura Darby did. You know, we think about what Laura did as it relates to hospice. Maybe you want to partner with your husband and start a business like Joan Weisberg. Maybe you want to be like Miss Bunchy Gray in the 70s and 80s, who used to hold people accountable and would speak truth to power. Matter of fact, Dr. Hayes, former president of Marshall, would say that Bunchy Gray would cuss him out and then bring him cookies the very next day. So whatever that course is, run it. You'll also see that you can run well into a defined age. If you'll notice the bottom left photo, which is probably one of my favorite photos, it's a group of ladies that are competing in the Senior Olympics, and they're running the 100-yard or 100-meter dash there. You'll also notice that there are two ladies that are participating in a relay. So whatever your passion is, it may not start and stop with you. You may have a responsibility of passing the baton on to someone else, and what that service looks like. And I also love the bottom right one. And Linda Holmes, this makes me think of you. The bottom right makes me think of you because those ladies are running in their heels, right? So you can run that race fabulously. So you have to determine your race, but it's not enough just to determine your race, you have to prepare for it. And there are different ways that you can prepare. Because Carol DeWitt has talked about it, and she was a professor at Stanford that talked about growth mindsets. So often we think that we've accomplished all that we can, or we have a defined set of skills and talents and abilities, and that's a lie. Because actually your skills and talents and abilities can be developed and enhanced. You may have to research, you may have to see who else is doing it out there. I guarantee that you have something in your heart that you want to see come to fruition, but you think you can't do it for whatever reason. Maybe there's a voice, maybe you've heard it, maybe you think the opportunity has passed you. It hasn't. So research and prepare. Second, you need to just train. You get out there and you run, or you get out there and you test things. You get out and you serve, you start the business, you encourage someone else, you mentor someone else. Maybe you're a creative spirit and the world needs your gift or your talent. Maybe we need your art. Maybe we need your words. Maybe we just need your word of encouragement. And then you test yourself, right? President Smith has really encouraged us at Marshall to look at D4D, which is Design for Delight, and there are various different steps. But there's this one particular step talks about rapid experimentation, which is when you test something. You do it scrappy. You don't have to have all of the resources, but you just try with what you have. And then you run. You just run. And you walk out whatever your passion is, whatever your why is. And know that, being candid and honest, when I've ran before, so I told you all when I was in high school I was a sprinter. About 17 years ago, on and off, I go through these starts and spurts, right, based upon schedule that I'm going to run. So maybe I'll run a 5K, maybe I'll run a 10K. When I ran my first half marathon, I did it because I wanted to know what was in it. I wanted to know if I was capable of it. I didn't run it fast. My goodness, it was like 2 hours, but I did it, right? I got to that start and that finish line, and I knew I was going to be able to finish that race. But there are times when you run when you can't feel your feet. But you know your feet are there. You can't feel them because your calf muscles are so tight, your legs are numb. But you keep going because you have a goal. Anytime we have a project that we're passionate about, there's going to be some hiccups. There are going to be some bumps in the road, and it's going to be tough. You have to keep going and keep remembering that you can do it and that you have a goal to get to the finish line. And then you finish. It could be there's a next chapter, or it could be that that is the end. But you'll know when you go to sleep or you leave this earth that you've been able to make an impression on the communities that we serve, on the family members that are a part of your tribe. You'll be able to make that difference. Our community needs your leadership. Our community needs your businesses. Our community needs your passion. Ladies, we need you to run for office. Ladies, we need you to run for office. And if you don't think you can do it, find someone that can and support them, because we need your voice, but we need your talent and we need your passion. And so, because I work in higher ed, it's important that we give resources. So I wanted to share a couple resources that I thought may be helpful. If you think, it sounds good, they're also provided in your handout. And there are four in particular I'd like to challenge you to connect with. One is Dr. Brene Brown. She's from the University of Houston. It is a fantastic speech that she did. It's kind of TED Talk style, but she's calling people to get in the game and calling people to be courageous. And she even talks about times when she put herself out there and social media attacked her and she really wanted to retreat, but the call on her life was greater than the criticism. So if you need just a little bit of encouragement, that's something that can speak to you. The next one is one that it's an audio book that I'm listening to right now from Rick Rubin. It's talking about the Creative Act. For those of you who don't know Rick Rubin, he and Russell Simmons, as students at NYU, started Def Jam Records. And so he's this legendary producer, and he'll tell you he's not even a musician, but he knows how to pull the creative genius out of the artists that he works with. And so if there's something creative in you, and I'm actually even listening to it and thinking about it, using it at work with like meetings and other things, he walks you through the process about when you have writer's block or your mind is just jumbled up with so many things and you can't focus. So I would encourage you to listen to that also, because he's a Buddhist, and so he has this very peaceful, soothing voice. But it's really encouraging. And something that he shared that spoke to me was, you know what? We're all born artists. We are all born artistic. You think about children and how free they are and how artistic they are. But over time, we beat it out of them to get them to conform. So I challenge you, if you want to tap into your inner artist, connect with the Creative Act. I have to share the link for my boss, and many of you are familiar with him, not just because he's a West Virginia guy, a kid from Cerrito Canova, as he describes himself. But there is a wealth of leadership information in there for you if you just want a little quick read, something to ignite the passion within you. And I think it's wonderful to share because he often talks about the head, the heart, and the hands, and being able to use all three or at least one of those. So using your mind, using your heart and your passion, or just even serving. So tap into that. And the next, Michelle Muth will appreciate this. the Liz Wiseman book, Multipliers. It's something that we're going through at Marshall. For ladies that are business owners, you manage people, you lead teams, read this book, because there are not enough hours in the day for us to achieve and accomplish all that we need to accomplish. And what that book does is it teaches us, maybe we have some diminishing activities that diminishes, some accidental diminishers that diminish the qualities and strengths of others. And it helps us see that if we give the marker back when there's a problem, or if we're not always an idea fountain, and we encourage those around us, you can harness and maximize the power and the potential of people that you work with. And there's also a really cool survey, if you Google that, that you can take for free for yourself, and you can see if you have some of those qualities or not. And then, so I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you. It is a joy and an honor, and I want to close with this. On Sundays, NBC has Sunday morning programming that comes on at 8 o'clock. And Willie Geis, at around the 8:50 mark, he does this thing called The Life Well Lived. And it's an opportunity to showcase someone who made a difference in their community or made a difference in a family, those unsung heroes. The photo is Nancy Lillyman. She was born February 1934, and she passed away January 2023. For those of you that may have been here in the 70s, you may know Nancy. She and her husband moved to Huntington to lead the Huntington Civic Center when it was being built. So Nancy was Bill's wife. Nancy is also my godmother. My parents were here in Huntington in the 70s. My father was a reporter with WSAZ, and he interviewed Uncle Bill, Mr. Lillyman. And so their family and our family became close. And so they moved away. He helped build and strengthen the convention center in Columbus. And, you know, my parents had their own journeys and we moved around. But Aunt Nancy was the kind of person that when you would visit, she would cook massive spread. She and my mom would play games and they would tell stories and they would laugh. But when Aunt Nancy passed away in January, we went to her service, her memorial service. There were only about 25 people there, all family, immediate friends, and their neighbors. It was the most precious ceremony event I'd ever been to. As small as it was, as quaint as it was, one by one, people got up and told stories about who she was. She wasn't a titan of industry. Again, I shared with you there were only 20 people at the memorial service. But the stories that were told, that she was the absolute best person to have in any audience because she would laugh. Even if it was a bad story, even if it was a bad joke, she would laugh because she'd make you feel like you were the most important person. And I thought about, you know what a legacy. What a way to live a life thinking about the finish line. What a way that even if there's only 20 people at your memorial service, what kind of impression? Wouldn't you want to be known as the person that they wanted you in the audience because you smiled at them, or you laughed at them, or you played cards with them, and you didn't judge, or you fed them really good, or you sent them flowers or a card for no reason, or you left Christmas gifts on someone's porch anonymously? What about that kind of a life? And so I just want to say thank you, ladies, for what you do in our communities. Thank you for what you will continue to do, and for who you will be, and for the seeds that you're going to plant from this day forward. So thank you all.
All I can say is wow. Brenda, you are an amazing motivational speaker. I'm ready. That's fantastic. All right, it's award time. It's time to announce this year's award winners. To present the Abigail McNeely Youth Service Award, I invite Linda Holmes to the podium.
Before I even get started, Brandy, wow, fabulous, Mary, the whole group of you, what movers and shakers that make a difference for our community. And it's my honor to even be asked to stand here to make a presentation for someone that whenever you have a chance to hear about, you will know we are in good hands. This is amazing youth, and things that this person has done will stir your hearts and make you proud. So with that, I am here to introduce the Abigail McNeely Youth Service Award. It was started in 2017, and anyone, a lady from the age of 6 to 17, could be nominated. But the nominations, they must have some wonderful characteristics that we can bestow this award upon. And that would be volunteerism, that would be community service, that would be a leader in her community. And our recipient this time far exceeds anything on this paper that we can even imagine. I just can't even imagine at her age what I was doing. You know, I think I was running in my high heels. I don't know. But I don't think I was doing these kind of things. And I think it's important for our young people to see this and to value this and to be a part of all this kind of stuff. So just let me give you some highlights and let you be your judge of whether we did a good job on this recipient. She is currently a senior and the student body president at Cabell Midland High School. She is the kicker for the Cabell Midland High School men's football team. Do not let anyone say a woman cannot achieve anything she wants to do. She's the West Virginia State Heisman winner. She is the national record holder for points scored by a female in high school football. She's captain of the girls' soccer team. She's a member of an all-state soccer team. She's acted as a public speaker to empower girls, to dream, to fulfill anything that they might want to do with their lives, as she has done herself. She's been a mentor at Fatima Elementary School for younger women and children. She's organized and continues to organize drives for products to help benefit women at the city mission, the Huntington City Mission. She's hosted Valentine's Day painting parties and Christmas parties for the Golden Girls, for the senior retirement homes, visits with Santa, volunteered for the Special Olympics, and in particular with the prom effort that they do to include and be inclusive. She recently, and I was able to be there, it was an amazing evening. It was National Women's Day in Sports. And she raised more than $2,000 and over $700 in donated products to go to the branch's domestic violence. And she did it all herself. Just a little aside, so she took it on herself to reach out to all of our congressional delegation, and so Joe Manchin sends a message and offered her a position to help him. He was so impressed. I thought that was pretty exciting myself. So so it just doesn't stop. I just found out she's raised over $500 for a young lady that was in the hospital recently. So this young lady far exceeds any of our expectations. And the amount of her hard work and the time that she has spent is immeasurable to us. So it is an honor and a privilege for me to present to you today our recipient, who is shocked. I heard her gasp over there. Olivia Charles. Olivia, would you come forward? and she's going off to play soccer at Regents University in Virginia Beach, Virginia. She is the daughter of two of the School of Medicine graduates, Dr. Mitch Charles and Paulette Weiner. And this is so well deserved. It is, for me, an honor. I've watched her grow up, she and her sisters, and it's a thrill for me. So I present to you the 2023 Abigail.
To preface this, because it's not going to be very good, I had no idea this was going to happen. My mom told me that I had to come to this because she was getting an award. I think what I really wanted to say is I got a lot of credit for a lot of things, and I would not have been able to do most of that without the support of a lot of amazing young women who helped me with everything at Cabell Midland, and the amazing women who have helped me with all my fundraisers, including my mom, and I know the Women's Club members are here who helped me a lot with that banquet. And I think that it's important, like she said, it's important for people to see that you don't have to be someone like rich or famous to make a difference. If you just do little things for little like changes in in people's lives, and it means more to people than they realize. That's what I've learned in all this, is that the more little things you do, it amounts to bigger things, and it inspires people, because now people have been asking me and coming up with ideas of their own at school, and I'm like, yeah, we can do that, and it just gets more people involved and realizes that you don't have to be someone big to do big things. And I just want to say thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Olivia. That's awesome. Next, we're going to have the Christy Kinsey Focus Award, and we need last year's winner, Kathy Hetlinger, to please present this winner.
Good afternoon, everyone. If I had known I was going to have to follow Linda Holmes today, I think I would have just called in sick, because obviously Linda's an amazing speaker, and she is certainly exemplary of what a woman wants to be in our community. And I've been given the honor to present the Christy Kinsey Focus Award this year. The Women's Philanthropy Society, the mission of the society is to celebrate the caring spirit of women and their gift of time, talent, and treasure. The Focus Award, the Christy Kinsey Focus Award, honors an individual with its outstanding achievement in one or more of the following areas: volunteerism, civic and community leadership, professional excellence, and home and family. And I think you will all agree when we name this recipient this year that she embodies all of these qualities. She is a retired teacher from the Cabell County Public School, and she and her husband Bill are now retired, traveling and focusing on their family. She has taught for more than 40 years in Cabell and Greenbrier counties, and she has taught children more than just the regular classroom activities. She encourages her students to become what God has created them to be. Vicki believes her service to God and to her church has been the foundation for the purpose of her teaching and reaching the children in her community. She has said that God created her to teach. She has served in leadership roles within the education system, finding that she can make a difference also in those roles. She has supervised student teachers so that we begin and we have teachers for the future for our children. She was the 1995 Cabell County Teacher of the Year. She was also the recipient of the prestigious Milken Education Award. Beyond her teaching, Vicki is also active in her community and volunteers and works with her church. She is the president formerly of the Hospice Board of Directors, secretary for the Cabell Huntington Hospital Board of Directors, and that's where I got to know Vicki a bit. Vicki is an acquaintance of mine, and after I read and have got to know her a little better through this, I hope that I can become more than an acquaintance for her. So her nomination letter said that the purpose of human life is to serve, show compassion, and help others. As an educator, community member, and a Christian, Vicki believes this is her way of fulfilling her calling. It is my pleasure to present Vicki Smith as the Christy Kinsey Award recipient for this year.
To God be the glory. I would sing that song for you, but the choir at my church where I work so diligently, and there as often as I can be, will not allow me in the choir. Oh, I am not a wimpy person, as most of you know, but I tell you, this is truly a blessing. You know, you do what you do. Brandy, I promise I won't talk longer than you do. I promise. If I do, come get me. You know, you do what you do because that's what you were created to do. And all of this is just, I gotta tell you a quick story. My sister Vanessa came with me today, and this is her retirement party. This is as good as it gets, Vanessa. It doesn't get any. Where else will you find a room of this many prestigious, beautiful ladies to celebrate your retirement than today? I was on my way to the ladies' room, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go. And then in the back of my head, I heard my mother, Georgia Wingfield, says, "You never leave the room when someone is speaking." So I kept waiting for some music or something to happen, and I'm all right now. I'll be good. I will be all right for a while. Can I tell you how truly blessed I am? And we are more than acquaintance, because I told Vanessa when we came back, I said, she managed all the food at Cabell Honey forever, and I love her. You all, I don't know how to follow. I mean, I look around this room of all the amazing people, and let me say to each and every one of you all who I'm meeting for the first time, thank you so very much for making me feel so loved. For those who are like my sister, whom I love, who I work with, I serve with in various committees, thank you so much. I never, ever, ever walk out of the room feeling inadequate, because you all do such a beautiful job of making me feel welcomed. And for that I say thank you. I don't do what I do to stand here. I do what I do because that's how I was reared. I am the second oldest of 10 siblings. And I have one quick story to tell you all, to tell you how God works. I was the second oldest child, and I'm the oldest girl. And I went to Mother and I said, Mother, I would like to go to college. And Mother said, okay. And she said, well, Vicki, you know you've got your sisters and brothers behind you. I said, well, I promise you, Mother, if you let me go to school, I promise you I will be in and out in 4 years. That was a big thing. As God would have it, I met my now husband of 46 years, Bill Smith. He was so studious. I mean, our dates were spent at the library with a bag of chips. And I give him a lot of credit as to where I am. But when I told Mother this, I went to my counselor and said, Mother said I could go to college. She said, my counselor said, well, Vicki, there's too many of you all. You should not try to go to college. You need to stay home and help Miss Wingfield raise the other children. And I thought, well, okay. And Vicki and me came out and said, well, by George, if we can make it there, I will make it in and out. And as God would have it, I was the first to attend Marshall University. Following me was my sister Dreamer. After Dreamer came to Marshall University, my sister Joyce came. After Joyce came, then Vanessa came. After Vanessa got there, Doll, her name is Veronica, we call her Doll. She said, well, I'm not going down there with the rest of the girls. I'm going to West Virginia State. She went to West Virginia State, and that's where she met her husband. And just, anyway, the story goes on. And then my baby sister, Janice, as we call her Sweetie, she came to Marshall. So don't tell me what perseverance, you all see this here today, persevering. You didn't let COVID stop you. And look at where we are today. And I promise, I'm going. To God be the glory. Thank you all so very much. Thank you for being here.
Congratulations, Vicki. And Beth and committee members, I think we have our speaker for next year. What do you think? All right. Finally, it is my honor to welcome Susan Haig to the podium to present the Kitty Haig Lifetime Achievement Award. Good afternoon. I hate following all of these people because the least thing in my life that I like to do is speak publicly. So you all bear with me. I've already told Christy if I get all messed up, she has to come rescue me. The Kitty Haig Lifetime Achievement Award is presented to an individual whose life work has been dedicated to humanitarian efforts. Kitty knew this recipient that we're about to do and would be honored and excited that she is receiving this award. And when I start out, I'm going to start out with her name because there's really no way to do this without doing this, and you will know who it is. Joan Weisberg moved to Huntington 70 years ago. She is originally from Charleston, West Virginia, after she married her late husband, Arthur Weisberg. They decided to make Huntington their home to begin a business and to start a family.
They believe strongly in Huntington and its potential for regeneration. They became members of the B'nai Shalom Synagogue and enjoyed the extended family they have met throughout the years. Art started at State Electric and then Service Wire, now both industry leaders that serve customers throughout the United States and internationally. Joan, as a founding partner for these companies, was always behind the scenes, advising Art as the business grew. She raised 5 children and was a stay-at-home mom until her youngest was in high school. She learned to play tennis at the age of 45 and enjoyed playing every week for many years. She is, and she always has been, an avid reader. Once the children didn't occupy all her time, she decided to work with her father, Simon Meyer, who lived in Charleston, running his real estate holding company, and together they built up a portfolio of commercial properties in the region. The company is called 1206 Virginia, Inc., and remains prosperous. The main office is in Huntington at the State Electric Building. Joan runs 1206 with her 2 daughters, Pamela and Martha, along with Gretchen Ray. Joan believes that to be successful in any field or endeavor you choose, you need to have persistence, guidance, encouragement from family and friends, a certain amount of intelligence or smarts, be it book learning or street smarts, and a little luck and good fortune. This applies to any field, be it professional, socially, working from home, and raising children. She founded a nonpartisan group of women called Women's Caucus, along with Christy Kinsey and Cheryl Henderson, to create a forum where they identify problems in our area and promote progressive change by informing, educating the group, and encouraging more people, more women to serve on boards and to run for local office to be part of the solution. She truly believes that women can change the world. The group still meets the second Friday of each month. Joan and her husband contributed to the Arthur Weisberg Family Engineering Complex, along with their family business service, Wire, and did so because having an engineering school at Marshall will produce men and women who will contribute to our social and economic climate. After graduation, they hope the new engineers will live in Huntington, work here, and open new businesses. Joan believes Huntington has 2 main problems: inadequate education and poverty, and they go together. With skills and drive, you can make a living, raise a family, and grow the culture and economy. The engineering school is one step toward achieving that. Another passion of Joan's is cultural and art. She has long been a supporter of the Huntington Museum of Art. She understands the importance of the museum to our community. Joan has served on the board and committees for many years. Throughout time, she has participated in many ways. Her children attended the museum's summer camps and Saturday programs. She has sponsored art programs and exhibits. Also, Joan donated for the Weisberg Gallery across from the entrance hall and continues to support the museum. Joan comes to the office daily to manage 1206 Virginia, Inc., and as trustee to oversee the Arthur's Enterprise Scholarship Foundation for employees of Service Wire and State Electric, and along with many other endeavors she is involved with. She enjoys being in business, charitable and civic affairs, and striving to accomplish as much as she can every day. She is a longtime member of Federated Charities of Huntington. She is a supporter of various nonprofits, the Huntington City Mission, Food Bank, United Way, and many more. She recognizes the need not just to give money to charity or to serve on boards, and that it is our responsibility as citizens to affect change in our society. In her 92 years, she has impacted our community in many ways and continues to do so in her daily routine. Joan knows the importance of philanthropy, sharing her blessed life achieved by hard work, by doing her mitzvah, good deeds, along the way. It is my honor to introduce you to this year's Kitty Haig Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Joan Weisberg.
I do not have a speech like the other ladies. I wish I did, but I do have just one or two sentences I could say. And one is that all of you here understand the value of philanthropy and charity. And charity goes in two directions. The people who give benefit and the people who receive benefit. And I think that all of us appreciate that we are the givers. And so I had another opportunity, since I saw all these people listening to me, might be listening to me, is that we have a group called the Women's Caucus, and we meet every second Friday. And our purpose is, for many years, this group was founded by Cheryl and anyway, some of us, and Cheryl Henderson, and the other one I can't remember. Thank you very much. I knew it would come to me sooner or later with help. Christy Kinsey. Anyway, our goal has been to educate the ladies about the politics and the structure and the administration of our area. And as one of the women said earlier, run for public office. If women are serving in public office, they can do a lot of good. And they do used to sit home and complain. Do something. Anyway, next Friday, the 10th of March, we are having a very special speaker at our meeting. And to me, we have two really important issues in Cabell County and in the state: education and poverty, which I think are tied together. And our speaker on the 10th of March, which all of you can come. Our organization has no rules, no fees, no nothing. Just show up. Don't just show up. Tell Gretchen that you're coming. So that we have room for you and lunch for you too if you want. But anyway, lunch is not the issue. The issue is come because Dr. Sachs is going to speak to us. And we're going to say to him, what can we do to make our place better? So thank you very much, ladies.
Congratulations, Joan. Congratulations to all three of this year's winners. If you are here and you have been a past award winner, can you stand? Wonderful, thank you. Now it's time for nominations. So on your table or on your seat, there in the little pamphlet is a voting place, and you can actually also talk about the experience here. So the Women's Philanthropy Society was created in 2001 to to provide assistance to women and children's services at Cabell Huntington Hospital. Funds raised in 2021 supported the purchase of Jackie jackets for women who have undergone a mastectomy. And I will tell you, we still have jackets coming, and it's wonderful. They have little pockets on the inside for drains. And what's really nice is that they just look like a jacket. They don't look like medical gear, and you can wear them anywhere, and our patients love them. So we're happy. So last year you voted for the money raised to fund mammograms for uninsured and underinsured women. And as a breast surgeon, I personally thank you for both. So this year we have 3 options, and the first option is to fund the music therapy program for pediatric patients of Hoops Family Children's Hospital and Edwards Cancer Center. Music therapy is an established health profession in which music is used within a therapeutic relationship to address physical, emotional, cognitive, and social needs. The second one is to purchase wigs for cancer patients who experience hair loss. Chemotherapy-induced alopecia is a condition that can have profound psychosocial consequences, resulting in anxiety, depression, and a negative body image, lowered self-esteem, and a reduced sense of well-being, all while you're trying to fight cancer. Our third option is to purchase lactation pods for nursing mothers that would provide a dedicated and private space for nursing mothers in various locations throughout the campus, making feeding more convenient and promoting the importance of breastfeeding and its overall importance for the mom and baby. So take a look at the insert inside your program. If you don't have one, raise your hand and the folks in the back will bring you one. There's pins attached with those. And now I understand the laser pointer because there's a laser pointer in there. So please select the option you feel next year's fund should support. With your help, we can come closer to reaching the goals of any of these worthy programs. Also on that same little insert, we'd like to hear how you like today's events. Share your thoughts about any additional ideas for future events. And when you're finished, you can leave your form at your seat and we will collect those. If you wouldn't mind, please include your name and address at the bottom of the page so you can make sure you're invited to next year's events. So, it has been my honor to serve as your MC again this year. Thank you so much for having me. I hope that you enjoyed today's program. I sure did. And I'm looking forward to celebrating the 24th Annual Women's Philanthropy Society Luncheon next year. At this time, I will turn things over to Planning Committee member Izzy Cross.
Good evening, everybody. I have nothing to say after all these people talk, so I'm just going to give prizes away, so I look very good. Dr. Legenza, thank you so much. Aren't you amazing? You cannot stop being our, MC. You have to do it forever, even after you retire. So we have something for you, little token of things. Also, I want to give a round of applause to Brandy, which I'm going to take a selfie at some point today because I'm a selfie queen and you're one of my favorite people, so I love it. I also want to say thank you to our committee. Thank you to everybody that made this possible. Behind the scene people, this is not in here, but I want to say thank you to Beth and Sarah and Jessica because nobody say ever thank you to them. So please give a round of applause to them. They made this possible. Also want to thank to our corporate sponsors. They're amazing. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. It kind of would, but they made it better. Because women are resilient and we take it all, in and we make it happen. I want to say thank you to Bales, Craig, and Seller, Cabell Huntington Hospital, Facing, Hunger Food Bank, the Hoops Family Children's Hospital, and all the team. I miss you guys. Marshall Health, Mount Health Network, the Ronald McDonald House, the Maternity Center at Cabell Huntington Hospital, and United Bank. Thank you all for being here. But also, we also have one guy here today, do it all, the magic, Chris Michael. You're amazing. You're here with all these women. And, oh, I'm sorry, what's your name? Oh, Drew. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Woodlands. I don't know if they can hear us. I hope they can. Woo! Thank you for being there and here. Again, this is amazing, but I'm glad we're all back here face to face. Vicky, you're my hero. I love you. And Olivia, I want my daughter to be like you. She's sitting right there, so I'm like, you have to go and you have to look up to these people. You have big shoes to fill, but I hope she does. Last but not least, we're gonna give some prizes away. If you don't have a ticket, if you haven't grabbed a little raffle ticket, let us know. Raise your hand. We'll go and give you some. Anybody? As everybody has your ticket. All right. So let's do this. So do we need a special hand? Brandy, since you were the speaker, you want to come and pick? Oh, you want to pick up? Never mind, Brandy. I just always like to put you on the spot. Okay, so we're gonna start with our eye serum set from Ceracell. If you're not familiar with Ceracell, I'm not vain, but look at me, I look pretty good. So go purchase this, it's amazing. So the eye serum price, it goes to $99.46. $99.46. We got a winner. You're gonna love this. Thank you, Ceracell, for the donation. Okay, our second prize is a Bullovi crystal clock from Rushline. Thank you to everybody that donated a prize that is here or not here today. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Donna. I'm sorry, you won? Just kidding. I can't hear it. Hold on, Donna. We're trying to make this happen. Oh, because they have numbers too. Yes, they have numbers too. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so glad I'm not a speaker. Okay, we're gonna keep going. All right. Okay, the Bullovi crystal clock donated by Rushline goes to 9749. 9749. Somebody of the Woodlands? If you do, just clap. Yay! Yay! Okay. All right. Our third gift is a gift certificate to the Heat Aesthetic Treatment. Well, I don't know what is that from, but that goes to 4828. 4828. Woodlands? Anybody? 4828. It might be in my purse, so. All right, we'll do another one. We'll do another number. All right, here we go. 9747. 9747. Gift certificate to the Heat. All right. Donna, are you cheating? Donna, you're cheating. Donna purchased all the numbers before we got here. Barbara Calhoun. All right. All right. Fourth gift. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm yelling. Is a gift basket from the Added Touch. If you've never been in that store, it's great. I didn't know anything until I worked for the hospital, and then I was obsessed, and it took all my money. So the Added Touch goes to 9916. 9916. All right, Terry. Woo! This is a lot of prices. A lot. I like it. Our next gift is a gift card from True Soul. amazing store in downtown Huntington goes to 9944. 9944. Woo! Go Kathy! All right, our next is for those coffee lovers. It's a gift card from the Old Village Roasters. You're fine. And it goes to, women like to talk. It goes to 9891. 9891. Oh, somebody really like coffee. Okay. I don't think she needs any more coffee. She's good. Woo. All right. Our next is one of my favorite stores. Is the Huntington Museum of Art gift store, and it goes to 9854. 9854. HMOA gift card. Anybody? Woodlands, anybody? Donna, you get your third gift? 9854? No? Oh, we got it. All right. All right, our next gift comes from Skin Medica. Courtney, where are you? I can never say it right. Allergen or allergen? Allergen? Okay, there you go. This is a great gift. I hope I win, but I don't have my tickets. This goes to 9953. 9953. All right, Sharon. Lucky dog. Love it. Great. Okay. Another of my favorite, Harbor House has donated a white marble serving tray. If you've never been to the Harbor House, it's great. If you have a little gift, a little something to give to somebody, go to the Harbor House. They're amazing. And that goes to 9776. 9776. Right here? All right. Congratulations. Okay, and our last gift, but not least, is handmade pour over from West Virginia Hill Tree Roastery. Thank you for being here as a vendor as well. And that will go to 9784. 9784. Right there. All right. All right, we're almost done. On behalf of the patients and families, thank you for stepping up this year again. Thank you for letting me speak. That this is, I need coffee. Thank you for being here. Be here next year. Keep supporting our cause. If you can step up and help in any way, please do it. I can't wait to see you all doing good things in the community, and have a great day. Go shopping if you still can, and we'll see you next year.